Talking softball, Siteman Softball podcast. I'm David Siteman Garland. Crazy hair. Didn't even have time to shower up post gym. Didn't have time to shower up because we got the cast going on right now. Let me share this around really quickly and we'll get at it. Hope all is well. Say hi if you're in the house. Say hi. Say what's going on. Always love to hear from you guys. Got some things to discuss today. Let me share this here with the boys in Messenger. We got a very active Messenger. Siteman Pure guys, not shy. We got a lot of conversations going on. It's the risk of the group chat is if you miss like a day of the group chat, you miss like 5,000 things. You got to scroll all the way down. You realize you probably don't need to read about 90% of it. You know, that's the way it's going to go. Probably what I'm going to do during the season, which is right around the corner with our group chat, is, we have our Siteman Pure group chat on Facebook. I'll probably make a second one that is just important announcements. Because probably 1 out of 50 things we say in there is important, right? But the important announcement, like, where BP is, what jerseys we're wearing, all that kind of stuff, versus the shenanigans. We love having the conversation and the shenanigans, but we're going to have like an important announcement group as we get closer to the season too. So someone doesn't miss it, show up with the wrong belt, something ridiculous. A lot going on here. Come on in, say hi. Live here on Facebook. And, this is, what episode is this? I should probably know that. It should be good information for me to know. Episode number 74 of the Siteman Softball podcast. We're going to shoot the shiznit here today. Talking a little conference USSSA, little Tripp Roth. This is, I would have to say this is kind of the last off-season episode, if you will, right? Because looking at the date today, this is March 14th. We're getting there, folks. Meaning March 25th. Let me make sure I got that date right. March 25th. Saturday, March 25th, we're going to be playing in Arkansas. Kicking off our season, a little preseason tournament, a little warm-up. The entire idea is to play and get together before the duel in Florida. And then we're off to the duel in Florida in April. This is the last off-season podcast, if you will, because then we're rolling into the season, which means, we've got tournament previews. We've got post-tournaments. My goal is going to be after every tournament when we do sort of a recap show, I'd like to get someone from Siteman Pure on here to kind of talk about it as well, because we can discuss things that happen at the tournament, good, bad, ugly, better than me just yapping about it during the season. So we'll have to have a little rotation maybe, or of people that come on the show during the season to talk about the tournaments and things like that. But we're getting there. It's this offseason in particular felt, at least to me, very long, and not necessarily in a bad way. Always you want to be itching to go. And so I think that's a good thing here as we're getting ready to roll here into the season. Now, a few news and notes here as we get rolling. Reminder, SitemanSoftball.com/podcast. And also at Siteman Softball on Instagram and Siteman Softball Nation on Facebook. That's all the places you can find the podcast. You can find live shows, content, all that kind of good stuff. Text interviews with the guys, a lot of clips during the season, all kinds of cool stuff. And down in Arkansas, by the way, because that will not be a conference USSSA event, we will live stream. So we'll have live streams going down there in Arkansas. So on the 25th, that's when that tournament's taking place. We'll have some live streams and all that kind of goodies going, so you can check it out on Facebook. So I'll have it at facebook.com. David Garland, also Siteman Softball Nation on Facebook. We also appreciate, as always, the Siteman Cancer Center and their sponsorship of this episode. And we're working on, man, this is going to be so vague. I love being vague, right? A little vague here on the show. But big announcement coming soon, Siteman Cancer Center, and a big fundraising thing that we're going to do this year with the softball community to help out, Siteman Cancer Center, help people with cancer, help people with cancer research in the future. And there's a lot of great causes that we contribute to specifically Cancer Center. One, of course, is Siteman Kids. Siteman Kids, that's a big one. Another one is the Patient Care Fund. And the Patient Care Fund does a lot of cool things. One of the things I find the most interesting is people that can't get their cancer treatment. They have no transportation or means of getting there. This helps fund that so people can get in there and, get the last thing that should be something that someone's worried about when they have cancer is how they're actually going to get there. And of course, we also have cancer research, which is a big thing. So we do breast cancer research, other cancer research, a lot of different things. And we're going to have a variety of pretty unique fundraisers this year that you want to keep an eye out for. And I can't speak more to it right now, but there's going to be a lot of cool stuff down the line and maybe some things that you do not see coming. I'll tell you that much when it comes to that. All right. Let's see. So this week, our topic of the week is we're discussing, honestly, Conference USSSA and Tripp Roth. And when it comes to your finances, you need insight founded on experience at U.S. Bank Private Wealth Management. Our team is ready to help you navigate complex financial situations and advise every step of the way. Visit us at usbank.com/privatewealth. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. We appreciate their sponsorship of this episode. So we'll talk a little Tripp Roth. Now, who's going? If you're going to Tripp Roth, let me know. We got a lot of guys going on the Rogers Rabbits team. I see Drew Rogers in the house. We've got, I know at least, some of the guys are going now. There's kind of an unofficial team mixed with some other people as well down at the Tripp Roth. We'll take a look here at the bracket here in a second. And also, tomorrow is the official conference deadline. That means, in theory, money needs to be in, rosters need to be in. There's been a lot of emails that go out about it, right? So, I got to be honest. If you don't get it in on time, that's your own fault. Let's just be honest about it, right? That is your own fault, meaning it cannot be that you didn't know about it. It can't be that you didn't know about the deadlines or what to do. It cannot be like that. So if you don't get it in, that's on you. But the deadline is tomorrow. I want to say we're hovering around 34, 35 teams. I think that's where we're going to end up. Now, I might be wrong on a couple last minute here. I don't know. There's always that possibility that a team, last minute joins, last minute drops. That's something we've discussed the last few weeks of the show. Is there's a little wishy-washy. There's a couple teams. Where are they? Are they coming in? Are they coming out? We don't really know. But that's interesting to see how that all plays out. But I'm assuming that they're going to kind of send out an official kind of packet and list. It's almost like a season welcome packet in a weekish usually or so that has everything in there, and it also has the list of teams. So let's talk a little Tripp Roth. Drew Rogers here. Let's put this up on the screen. Let's go right here. Tripp should be a great event. Open is on baseball fields. Good practice for the duel. Yeah, and what's the home run limit there, Drew? Is it what is it? I know it's just straight up, meaning like there's no equalize. There's just an open division, which is great. Everyone gets the same amount. But what's the home runs? Is it 8, 12? What is it? Something there? Baseball field, though, of course, will change that game a bit. You get 10. So, right, I said 8 or 12, and it's 10 right in the middle. I like that. It's going to be a good one. I'll put this on screen here real quick. Let's do a little screen share. Boom. Let's go over here. Here's the Tripp Roth. And, what's interesting about this tournament, of course, there's teams that you recognize, and there's teams that you don't that are under pickup names or play every year in this tournament under a pickup team, like Micklin Construction. It's always the, pickup team from down there of all conference guys. But it's interesting as you go through here and you're seeing, of course, competitive edge. You see Aristotle. A little fun fact here. We're always trying to navigate this UTrip website, which, we've talked about that at length. Not going to keep harping on that, but the new UTrip website kind of sucks. So we're doing our best to navigate things through here because it is sometimes very difficult to navigate things that were very simple on the old site. Okay. Anyway, one thing to keep in mind here as you're looking at any bracket this year, if you see red, that's a conference team. If you don't see red, it is not a conference team. And that means when we mean conference team, it means that they're playing under their name, with their team, with their roster. That's what that means, right? There's plenty of other teams here that are conference teams that maybe have not their exact roster, or they're just playing as a pickup team, right? Someone told me that there's a lot of bets going on for this tournament. Who's everyone betting to win? I want to know who's going to win this tournament. I mean, if you start with the conference teams, you got Competitive Edge. You've got Aristotle, which is a new conference team this year. You've got Dirty Vegas. And there's also a lot of teams that have conference players on them, right? In fact, I see the Nats here. They're a conference team this year, but this must be their pickup team. Yeah, so they're in there, but under a pickup, the Nats. You also know that Micklin Construction, that's a team. I want to say this team might be. No, it's a B team. So yeah, you got a really good mix of people. And boy, I'm a huge fan of the one giant open bracket play until you're freaking done. I mean, that looks like fun down there. I see a lot of teams spread out. Arkansas's, Louisiana's, your Texas's. That's kind of your main spot. And you got teams from, it looks about C on up, I would say on here. It just looks to be a good time here at the tournament. So I'm going to win this one. What do you guys think? Let me go back here into the questions so I can take a look. Who is going to win this tournament? Let's see. Corey Miller did a beautiful thing promoting this. I got it. Very interesting. Yeah, we could get into website usability. You know, I've been involved in several tech companies, big into website usability, so I get it with that. But yeah, it looks great. I mean, I'm hoping next year that this becomes our preseason tournament. I think that'd be a great one for us to go to. Comp Edge has to be the favorite. Yeah, I mean, I would. You can't really go against that, can you? I don't think it would be fair to even say, hey, this team is the favorite over Comp Edge. Doesn't necessarily mean Comp Edge is going to win it, right? But I would have to say that they're the favorite. They have to be for me. However, as people have said, there's definitely a handful of teams, if not a handful plus, that have a chance to win this thing. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see how that all comes out. Drew Rogers saying Comp Edge and Micklin, the construction team, are the two favorites going into it. Okay, cool. And it'll be interesting to see how else everybody else does as well. Now, can anyone tell me, being a Tripp Roth sort of newbie, if you will, what's going on there? Is there bat testing? Are we using, I'm assuming, 240 bats, Pro M ball? Are we in ball on the baseball field? What are we using? And also, is there bat testing? And those things all make a difference. All make a difference. You know, I've seen that change a lot of stuff that's going on when it comes to with testing and the proper bats and all things like that. But I'm going to say that it's 240 bat most likely. Pro M ball, I don't know. Maybe someone could shine on that. And also if there's testing. You would hope in a tournament like this there is testing, but I don't know if there actually is. Like, I would think that if I'm running Tripp Roth, I understand that there's a pain in the butt factor. There's this and that. There's whatever. I would think that I would put a focus on testing bats at things like this. You got big people swinging in a little bit of chilly weather. You know what I mean? So I don't think you want it to be that crazy. Tyler Irvine. Good to see you, Tyler. Let me see what you have to say here. Little comment. Okay, show. Tyler says, we won't have everyone there, but we will have a good bit of our guys. Don't believe there's any testing. Okay, interesting to know. No testing and 0 F-bombs. Pro M ball, they haven't tested before. I mean, that's interesting. No testing, though. I mean, to me, you know, I know this shouldn't be a big deal, but it is to a certain degree, in my opinion, because, you know, one, great as a preseason tournament. That's great. But that's a very different game than when you start going into the conference events, right? Like, there couldn't be anything more different than playing an event with, say, no testing, and then the next tournament you play might be Vegas, but let's just go to the big one, which is the duel, and it's in Florida with testing. Do you know what I mean? And that could be very different to see how it is. But, you know, getting some experience, getting the guys out there, I'm sure it's going to benefit all the teams going out to the Tripp Roth. So it looks like a really, really fun tournament. Sad to miss it. Maybe, hopefully, come next year, right? So good luck to all the teams out there. Safe. Don't get hurt before the conference season. Enjoy yourselves. I'll be looking for live streams. So I hope Matt Petrov and I were actually talking about this the other day, is that, years ago, I mean, we're talking like 4 years ago or something like that, maybe, started kind of doing streaming online, getting games up in slow pitch softball. And everyone thought I was insane, taking games and putting them up on Facebook. And we're talking about, league night games and D games and things like that as well back in the day. And now it's so awesome to see how live streaming has spread like wildfire. And I think I was the first one to do it, but close to it, of just putting it up on Facebook. And it's really cool to see because, as you know, if you're in the community and you like watching, it's fun to kind of click around and watch them. And if I was in charge of Tripp, I would find ways to make it. I understand it's a money streaming, but I'm wondering if you could make it, more mainstream by moving to Facebook or having a Facebook op. I don't know. There's some things that could happen there, but I know people enjoy checking them out. I know I'll be checking out the games at the Tripp Roth for sure. Be checking out, when I have a spare minute, messing around, taking a look at it. So going to be a fun conference deadline coming up here. Now, let me share something here. Share my screen. I'm going to go into the only page that really matters, which is people that have paid, which is right here. Let me hit refresh. Who's coming? So this is our list of paid here. As of right now, when we're shooting the show at 3:01 p.m. Central Time on the 14th, the deadline is tomorrow. This is what we're seeing. Now, there's several teams here that have signed up, but I don't see them here yet. So there's going to be more teams than this. Got, in B, we've got Vivid, the Van Wert Friggers. I'm never going to say that right the entire season. We're just going to call them Van Wert. PF, Platinum Fire, Nats, EAS, Corsi Realty, Bololi Brothers, HVAC. So that's what we got here. So as of now, and I know there's a couple others signed up, but I want to see, if they actually end up on here. This is 7 B teams as of right now. Moving to A, now there's a few more that I don't see on here yet. So we'll see how it all plays out. You got Straight Play, Siteman PR, your favorite team, NFM Lending, LNS Glass, MAJ, Epic, Dirty Vegas, Cheap Suits Legends, and Aristotle. I expect a couple more on here that I've seen, but I've yet to see them show up on this all-important page. And that just same thing in Major. I see Competitive Edge. I see Monster, who went up today on this actual page. I see Rismondo. I don't see MPT yet, and I'm assuming they're going to be here. So I think I'm assuming a safe assumption that MPT will be here as the 4th major team, of course. Then on AA, which in my opinion is going to be a very, very interesting division to watch this year, to say the least, because I think you got a mix of teams. You've got some players coming down. You've got some people going left, right, sideways, played AA last year. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all lays out. There's some new teams. There's some teams that have been together for a long time. There's teams that have revamped. There's teams that have, got an auto bump up. I mean, it's going to be a really interesting division. I would have to say even more interesting probably than the past few years in AA. Sports Reach, we got Smash It, Bay Area Legends, Seminoles, S&E, Roofx, Revolution, Primetime, Nitro Circus, JBL, Classic Glass, Chick-fil-A. So that's what we're looking at, and that's the Smash It Bay Area Bob Ford E team that just went up there a couple days ago. So that's kind of the landscape. Now, what's interesting is if I count this up real quick, let's see, we got 7, and then let's see, 7, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And I've heard that number's going to be closer to 35. So there's 5 or 6 teams that are signed up as conference teams but are not on this page yet. So hopefully we here as we are getting to that deadline, my friends. Let me go back here, check out the questions. Let's see. I like Tyler Irvine's sick job at the rodeo. That's funny. I saw that video as well. Let's see. Need more teams coming back to the Southwest Invite in February. Still getting like the Bay Area, Lund, Colorado teams would love to see some bigger teams showing up for preseason. Can't beat the weather in Arizona in February. Yeah, I agree with that. West Coast would be a great place to play. Also a little bit more expensive, right, to get everybody depending on where you're coming from. That's why the West draws better in the West. The East draws better in the East. There's a factor of convenience and money that goes into it, right? So, but certainly, yeah, certainly that's a big factor, right? If it was, easy to get to one of those West Coast, easy and economical, it's just to get to some of those West Coast tournaments, I think more people do it, but I think that's, unfortunately not the reality of it, right? That's just the way it is. Well, welcome to softball, right? So yeah, I'm going to be sneaking in some Tripp Roth watching this weekend, keeping an eye also on the final conference numbers. There's also been rumors that there's conference announcements coming. I have no idea what they are. Someone asked me if I knew what they were. I've got no idea. Like there was like a vague announcement about an announcement. Like there's going to be an announcement coming about an announcement, but I haven't heard anything further on that. So who the hell knows what that's about, So a lot of fun. And I want, you guys are going to be at the Tripp Roth this weekend. I'll be coaching my little one in baseball. We have the batting cages this weekend. Also going to freeze my butt off on Saturday night here in St. Louis, going to the MLS game, going to the St. Louis City game with my wife on night. It's supposed to be like 25 degrees here in St. Louis. So we're going to bundle the heck up for it. Great vibe. And this nothing to do with softball. Great vibe in St. Louis right now. I'm telling you, St. Louis, it's been a little chilly or whatever, but there are lots of cool things going on in St. Louis right now. Like the Cacaw, as Drew Rogers, the Battlehawks, 30,000 plus people in the Dome this past weekend for XFL football. How freaking cool is that? And I say this as a painstakingly former Rams fan that was a PSL owner. Our family had 6 seats. It was my dad and I, my uncle Bob, my cousin Jim, Sherry, and Uncle Jim, my cousins Scott and Diana. We had seats all the way across. It was a great, we love going even in the painful many, many, many years of St. Louis football. So it's kind of cool to see, XFL being well represented here. And, I'd expect nothing less from St. Louis, right? Same thing with soccer. I'm a relatively new, air quotes, soccer fan, but I really enjoy watching soccer. I think it's an awesome sport, and I can't wait to go down the field here. Super tech forward, like you do everything off the app, and it's all local food, which I think is even more awesome as well. So I'm going to be, making our way through that. And then to add to the fun in St. Louis, and like I said, it's nothing to do with softball. We're just going to talk about it because why the hell not? Add the fun in St. Louis. Taking my daughter because she's a huge fan, 8 years old, giant fan. Here's where I'm taking her. Monday night, St. Louis, this Monday, March 20th. I cannot wait for that one. I apologize to school about how tired she's going to be on Tuesday, but she is excited. She's already starting to work on her signs for Monday Night Raw in St. Louis. So keep an eye out for us. If you're a WWE fan, keep an eye out for us. We're going to be see if you can picture this. When the wrestlers come out, they walk down the aisle, okay? As the wrestler's walking down, we're going to be on the left side, second row. Left side, second row. We're a few seats in that whoever's next to us lets little Aviva go through so that she can show her sign and try to get a high five. So that is going to be a very fun event. You got to love my daughter. When she gets into something like me, she's just all in on something. So she is a huge wrestling fan, and that's going to be going down Monday night here in St. Louis. So, for a winter in St. Louis, it was a very mild one, and also just a lot of cool things and new things happening in the area, which, you sometimes do not see in a Midwestern city like this. So just wanted to share that random information with you for people that are watching this for beyond slow pitch softball content. All right, this is a blast hanging out here today with you. Like I said, this is officially the last off-season show of the Siteman Softball podcast. Next week, we're going to have a tournament preview. We might not know our schedule yet, but we'll have an idea of what's going on there in Arkansas. And then, of course, we'll be recapping at that week after. So we're looking forward to that. want to wish of luck at the Tripp Roth. Stay safe, have fun this weekend. Thank you to Siteman Cancer Center for their sponsorship, as well as U.S. Bank Private Wealth Management. Reminder, SitemanSoftball.com/podcast. New episodes every Tuesday, my friends. We'll see you next time. Bye.